Hi, welcome to Tamika's Story Time. Today I'm going to give you a story about dating going wrong. And this particular topic is under this particular woman's story who went by the name Angela Green. She was murdered on December 27th, 2005 by a man she dated briefly. And this man turned out to be a serial killer of women who were single, who were professional women, and lived alone. This particular woman, Angela Green, was visiting a friend home. When she went to answer the door, she was brutally attacked by an ex that she dated, this man Charles, who unbeknownst to her was stalking her and found her at a location visiting a friend's home. And when he seen the opportunity for him to approach the door, he did so. And when she opened the door, Angela opened the door, blindsided by him standing there in question of what was he doing there. He pushed the door open, pushing her to the ground, to the floor, the wooden floor of their apartment, and commenced to attacking her, beating her in the face, fracturing her face entirely, breaking her eye sockets. This was a brutal, vicious attack on this woman, and he didn't stop there. After he viciously beat this woman in the face, he strangled her with his bare hands. This was a horrific sight for her girlfriend to return to from going to the store. This man touched nothing inside this apartment or in the proximity of her body. He just immediately attacked her once she opened the door, fled out the door without closing it, and got back into his vehicle, where he got out of sight. Needless to say, when the girlfriend returned to her apartment and seeing the door open and her friend laying there, she was traumatized, called the police and reported. And the detectives came. They did a detailed search of her apartment. There was no one there. There was little evidence left behind outside of her friend's badly beaten body. And this was the body of Angela Green. Well, this man went on 2 weeks later to viciously attack another woman whose son had left out for school. This was in a very prominent area. And he sat outside this woman's home, and he waited for the son to go to school, and he entered into this woman's home, caught her off guard, viciously attacked her with a knife, and raped her. And this is how his DNA was picked up from this particular attack of Lisa Rosenthal. And once they got his DNA from Lisa Rosenthal, they connected his DNA to another attack and rape and murder, which mirrored the same format of attack that was done on Lisa onto another victim, his first victim, which was April Allen, another single woman, professional woman, who was getting ready for work, and her son left. It was the same exact format. Once her son left the home to go to school, high school, he entered into her home, viciously stabbed and raped her, and his DNA was left at that crime scene. So once they matched those two crime scenes to this one man, which was Charles Lindell Carter, they arrest him. It was on the news. When the girlfriend of Angela Green, was watching the news and seeing his mugshot, she immediately called the police and said, "This man dated my girlfriend who was murdered in my home 2 weeks ago. I believe that he could have possibly been responsible for murdering my friend because she dated this man." It was only through her remembering this man at the party where Angela Green had met him and gave encounters of their interactions to her friend that she knew that this man was possibly the man responsible for taking her friend's life. And during the interrogation, they questioned him, "Do you recall Angela Green?" He said, "No, I don't." And he acted like he didn't know who she was. So when they put the picture out to him, in front of him, he said, "Oh yeah, her. I remember her now. That was the woman who promised me a gift and she never came forward with. She promised me a gift that she never gave. Yeah, I remember her," with a cynical look and, sarcastic response about the way he killed this woman in remembrance and regarding her presence, which was very sick nonetheless. But this man killed and stalked professional women. He was a cook. He was a chef at an Italian restaurant. But instead of using his ability to be an asset in one of these women's lives, he decided that once they called it off with him, he would take their life because he felt insecure with himself for whatever reason. He knew that he didn't fit the bill, but he could possibly have fit the bill had he had a different mindset. But again, this is dating gone wrong. We come across all kinds of people. This could happen to anyone. No one's exempt. When you're dating, you're looking. When you're looking, you're giving people opportunities and time to be in your presence. And sometimes that throughout the time of y'all spending time together, we give a little bit more information. In this case, he insisted on taking this woman to and from the dates. And that gave him an opportunity to know where she lived, which gave him an opportunity to sit outside her home and watch her comings and goings, and watch who was coming and who was going out of her home. And he followed her to her friend's house and waited in her friend's parking lot inside his vehicle for an opportunity to approach and attack this woman. And when this woman left, her friend left outside the apartment to go to the store, he approached her door, and with the expectations that Angela was going to answer the door because he sat there long enough to know what was going on. And when she did, unbeknownst to her, it sealed her fate when she opened that door for this man, and she discovered him on the other side of that door. She knew that he wasn't supposed to be there, and it was too late. And this goes to say, I say all that to say, again, dating going wrong. Just be careful, ladies. We men, same way. It doesn't just stop at women, but this is a woman's story what's being told. Women, when you're dating, be very cautious of who you allow to know where you live, to know your whereabouts, and the information that you give. It's easy when we're open to a person and we want to get to know this person and we want to be transparent with this person. So we offer so much vital information without second thought. And just be mindful. Meet in public places. Insist that you do. Don't introduce your family. This woman was trying to take every precautionaries that she could to alleviate this man from her life, put in a stop to their courtship early, and it still ultimately cost her life. But she did everything that she took every necessary step to separate herself from this individual, and still at the end of the day still lost her life. So it can happen so easily, it can happen so innocently enough by giving information. Like I said, transparency. You want to be most transparent when you're opening yourself up to a new relationship or a possibility of a relationship. You want to give things and share things truthfully, but just be slow to give information and be more eager to listen to that person on the other side, see what they have to say and what they have to offer. Ask about their ask about their past, within the past 5 years of their life, where in the 5 past years of their life, and the 5 which they would like to do and become, and what their prospects are in a relationship and outside of a relationship. Just be careful, and that's the only thing I can say. Be careful when you're dating and giving up information. Be careful who you bring around to your family and your friends. Just be careful. Do a little research of your own on the individual that's across from you. Don't allow them to just do information on you, because again, just like they want to know who you are, you want to know who they are and what their background is and where they come from and what their dreams and motives and aspirations are. So that's a two-way street, and just keep that in mind. Less eager. Don't show too much and don't give too much. We as women, we're givers, and we want to give things, and we want to give all of us, and we want to give, things that necessarily shouldn't be given away so soon. And with that understanding, not to say that this woman gave away anything too soon, because again, I said she was a woman, a very intuitive woman, and picked up early on this man. Whatever she picked up, she let her friend know she was uncomfortable with moving forward with this man, and that she told him that it was over. I always say, keep God close, pray. Before you make moves on people, pray. Let God lead you to people. Let God be a leader in your life. Let him lead your footsteps. We need to go back to that fundamental, as people refer to as a corny mentality or corny way of living. Go back to that corny way of living. And that involves God. Incorporate God in your life. Have him on your daily walk, because when you moving by yourself, the absence of God is the presence of the devil. The devil's going to be walking with you if God ain't walking with you. Just keep that in mind. So you want to have that spiritual protection, not just the physical. We can protect ourselves physically sometimes, but spiritually we cannot protect ourselves. We need God for that. So we need to keep that in mind. And he knows much more than we know. He created every person. So if you're going to be with somebody and you want to know about them, go to God first. Because guess what? He's going to reveal who they are to you. Whether it be awake or asleep, he's going to reveal who they are to you. So if you have that relationship with God, you will surely have some form of protection and that shield of guidance, if you will. I say thank you for tuning in. And I always like to present my tea, my super greens, Tamika's Live Good at Live Good. Tamika's Healthy Choice at livegood.com. You can get your super greens, super reds, your supplements, whatever you would like. Collagen, all whole body cleanse. I not want to give you something for your mind. I want to give you something for your body, and I want to give you something for your soul. I say be a blessing to someone so that God can continue to be a blessing in your life. And I look forward to blessing you with more story time, cautionary tales, if you will, testimonies. I have much more to give, much more to share, more testimonies I will give of my own testimonies that has happened and corresponded throughout my life. If you stick around, you will learn what those are, and I look forward to sharing them with you. Stick around with your girl. I look forward to sharing more details of my life and much more. You be blessed until I speak again.